So we have Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 3, and we got a whole lot of fighting in this chapter. From Boruto looking like a badass, Code being a fraud as per usual, and Kashin Koji potentially being alive. This chapter was fire to read. So far the Boruto time skip has been really good. I think it has lived up to mostly everybody's expectations so far, and Kishimoto really hasn't missed yet. He has been on timing from that 3-month break, and you can tell that not only Kishimoto but also Ikimoto have been thriving from this break, and now that they're into the time skip, so far we're 3 for 3. So let's talk about this chapter, man. So obviously chapter 2 left off with Boruto using his Rasengan Uzuhiko when he was starting to fight Code, and we saw the output of what that jutsu was in chapter 3, and my lord, did Code get embarrassed, because this looked so ugly for him. The one thing I do want to say is that I really liked how the paneling slowed down everything on how Boruto used the Rasengan Uzuhiko. Compared to how many jutsus are used so far in this series, you kind of see it within a page or two, but this chapter was mostly focused on Boruto using the Rasengan Uzuhiko, and as we saw as the chapter progressed, we saw how this ability was used. This wasn't a Rasengan that was used right away. It was slowly built up throughout the chapter, and I could say that this was definitely satisfying to read page to page. I think Ikimoto did a great job just slowing down the process of showing how this ability works, because sometimes I feel like the manga tends to jump too fast when it comes to showing powerful abilities such as this. We slowly but surely see how Boruto is implementing the Rasengan Uzuhiko and how it is going to affect Code, as we see the swirls going around Boruto's body and Code questioning if this is Boruto's vanishing Rasengan or not. And once he realizes it, he doesn't think of anything, so he immediately goes to the kill by coming up from behind using his claw grimes. That being said, Boruto quickly anticipates that Code is behind him and immediately pushes out his hand toward Code. Code grabs Boruto's hand thinking that's going to attack him, and then he uses his other claw to try to swipe at Boruto. And I really like this side panel of Boruto blocking the attack using his katana just by unsheathing it quickly. And you can tell from the aura that Boruto was projecting, with Code saying, "You seem real confident about this jutsu, so it's a shame that you can't hit me with it." Obviously Code has such a cocky attitude as we see him slowly activate the karma. I didn't even notice that when I first initially read this chapter on stream, but it's a nice addition that was shown. And as we see from Boruto is just him, because he does not care at all. He is talking like as if he's already won, with Boruto saying, "I told you, killing you is easy. In fact, I'm already halfway there." Boruto is just talking his shit in this chapter, and we slowly see how the Rasengan Uzuhiko works. Like I said, the jutsu is slowly shown in this chapter, with the swirls going from Boruto's body to slowly going around Code's arm. And even though the swirls don't immediately go around his body yet, Code immediately becomes nervous about this jutsu going around his arm. And following that, we see Boruto giving Code a final warning, saying that if you don't tell me where the Ten Tails is, I'm just gonna kill you right now. And once again, we see Code not backing down, right? Even though Code right now is at his apex of power, with his limiters being removed and his karma seal activated, Boruto is not phased at all. And we clearly see the power difference between base Boruto and a no limiter karma seal Code, which is crazy to think about considering just how much of a power difference these characters are compared to part 1. The fact that Boruto, as we see in this chapter, he is casually dodging all of Code's attacks. It's crazy to see how easily Boruto is doing this, because he's not even fighting back at all. He didn't even activate his karma, he's not even using his shadow clone jutsu. He just pulled up in base form and decided to use Rasengan Uzuhiko, which is the strongest jutsu that he has developed through this 3-year time skip, which confuses Code on how he's able to dodge his movements so easily, since Boruto really isn't using any types of ninjutsu or abilities to bolster his attack. This is him in just base form. And finally Boruto has enough. He puts his hand on Code's chest and once again says Rasengan Uzuhiko, and all the swirls that were going around Boruto is now around Code, and Code immediately feels the power of this. And this is easily my favorite panel of the chapter. The perspective shot of Code being flown away by the Rasengan Uzuhiko is sick. From the shading of Code's inner jackets to how Code is flying away with the swirls going around him, I really love this panel. This is a fire panel from Ikimoto. And from the perspective shot that was shown with Boruto hitting Code and Code flying away from his perspective, that was fire. I absolutely love this panel, just showing the power difference between Boruto and Code. And even though Code isn't immediately knocked out, he is put to his knees, still huffing and puffing. And at least according to Ada really isn't that impressed. She says it's a basic jutsu, and she doesn't even think it's any different from a normal Rasengan. However, if you look at Damon's face, this man is impressed. We know when it comes to someone like Damon, he is a battle-hungry character. He's always looking for a fight, knowing how powerful he is. And I think it's fair to say that Damon right now is the strongest character not named Shibai alive in this series currently. That being said, Damon feels the after effects of the Rasengan Uzuhiko as he states that Boruto was the one who made the ground tremble, or rather it's the entire earth. This attack makes use of planetary spin. The fact that Damon felt this and he was smiling, Damon was impressed by the amount of power Boruto has. And as you see, the way Code was affected was the fact that everything Code is seeing right now is spinning away. As I love the perspective shots that we get from Code, as when he's looking at Boruto, he can't even look at him straight. He can't even look at him correctly, as we see the swirls going around Boruto at different angles, meaning that whatever Code is looking at, it's at a different angle compared to what everyone else is seeing. And I love that from Ikimoto. And Code is clearly affected by the Uzuhiko as he falls to the ground, indicating that his balance is off, making him dizzy from the spinning that is going on. We find out that the Rasengan Uzuhiko is sort of a biting counterattack from the earth itself, since that is something that Code is trying to destroy, which is so ironic that this happened to somebody like Code, considering that he wants to destroy the entire world by absorbing its chakra to harvest a chakra fruit. As Boruto explains that the Rasengan Uzuhiko is a Rasengan that incorporates a planet's chakra, such as its rotation. The power that is rushing through Code's body right now will never dissipate, just like how a planet will never stop spinning. Boruto essentially put the entire Earth's ability to spin inside of Code's body, and that's the craziest part, because Boruto explains that the damage that is happening inside of his body will continue semi-permanently, and that is because Code's life will eventually run out before the Earth itself stops spinning. Code cannot perceive anything at all. His entire body is discombobulated. My man Boruto gave Code CTE. He's Antonio Brown right now. He can't think of anything because the Rasengan Uzuhiko is spinning his head again and again and again, at least from what he perceives, making him basically incapacitated to fight. As you see in one of the panels, when you're looking through Code's perspective, we literally see Boruto upside down as he's explaining this jutsu to Code, which shows you just how powerful this jutsu is. But Boruto does give Code an option to survive, as he does say that he can't resist the Uzuhiko from affecting Code, as he does ask him, would you rather quietly await death or give him the Ten Tails location and live? And that is a choice that Code can make. However, before Code can even reply, Kawaki comes in. And obviously this kind of ruined what Boruto was going to do, because this was going to be the best way for Boruto to find the Ten Tails to destroy, because he sees it as a much bigger threat than Code. However, Kawaki just comes in and ruins it. We know that Kawaki wants to kill Boruto because he wants to eliminate all the Otsutsuki. However, that comes in the way of Boruto trying to stop Code and the Ten Tails. And as we see, the rest of the Konoha ninja come in, such as Team 10 and Himawari, which Boruto finally sees her after 3 years. Kawaki then tells Shikamaru that Code is drained of his energy, as he's clearly incapacitated, as well as the fact that Kawaki did state that he has shrunk all of Code's claw marks, meaning that he can't just escape normally. Kawaki clearly wants to just kill Code, whereas with Boruto, he's not really in the mood to kill someone like him, as even though Boruto said killing someone like him is easy, and he clearly proved it, Boruto is much more focused on that Ten Tails, which shows you the priorities that Kawaki and Boruto have, as even though Kawaki wants to kill Boruto, he knows that the immediate threat right now is Code. With Shikamaru telling Kawaki to go for the kill, Kawaki tries to do that. However, Code smartly brings out one of the clawgrams to protect himself and actually teleports through it, going back to the Ten Tails dimension and escaping from battle. And even though Code has escaped from the village, the clawgrams are still apparent, where Kawaki tells everyone else to go on ahead and eliminate the rest of the clawgrams that have attacked the village. As we see Kawaki telling Boruto that he got some business with them, and we see in that same page that one of the fodder ninjas that got bit by the claw grimes is actually still alive, as even though he did turn into a tree, Sarada explains that these 10-tailed beings become a divine tree after devouring an Otsutsuki, and since it bit a random fodder ninja that isn't an Otsutsuki, this doesn't actually kill the person that was bit. And this does go on to the theory that many of you guys have been discussing, that Sasuke could have been potentially bitten by one of those claw grimes. And if this was the case, this could be an explanation on why Boruto has his apparel in the first place. I know I've been on the side of Sasuke not being dead, however, I think I can live with the fact that if Sasuke was bitten by one of Code's claw grimes, he is still alive. Because if that is the case, I'm okay with that. If Sasuke is incapacitated somewhere, I think that's much more bearable to live compared to just randomly killing him off screen, because I think that's incredibly disrespectful. But that's just me. Kawaki immediately insults Boruto by telling him that he's an Uchiha adoptee by essentially taking Sasuke's drip, with Boruto replying that his shit talk hasn't changed at all, but he's happy to see his sister alive and well. And finally, we get to the last few pages of this chapter where Kawaki tells Boruto that if he's here to die at home, he is going to kill him right here, right now. However, Boruto has none of it. He even states that dying in his home doesn't sound so bad, but he clearly has a bigger priorities to solve, such as stopping this 10-tails. As we see toward the last few pages, we see a frog in Boruto's collar. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I read this on stream, I freaked the fuck out, because listen bro, that is clearly Kashin Koji's toad. That is clearly Kashin Koji's toad. I don't care what nobody says. If you remember in the earlier stages of part 1, when Kashin Koji infiltrated the Hidden Leaf Village, the toads that he had that was using for recon and scouting, they looked exactly like what the toads are looking that Boruto has in his collar. That being said, someone tells Boruto that the infiltration has been accomplished, with Code returning to his base where the rest of the 10-tails is at. We discover that Boruto has actually placed one of the toads onto Code's body without him actually knowing. Let's not forget, Code is discombobulated by the Rasengan Uzuhiko, so he doesn't actually have the complete bearings around him, since he can't even perceive anything correctly, since his entire mind is swirling from the entire planet's spin, where it does confirm that the 10-tails is there. Now of course, I don't think the toad itself is speaking, I actually think it's Kashin Koji, which is so exciting to talk about, because Kashin Koji is a character that we haven't seen since Boruto chapter 48, where he almost died against Ishiki, but thankfully he did escape. Or it could be Sasuke, or maybe it could be both Sasuke and Koji working alongside with Boruto, which would be absolutely insane if that is the case, right? I would love to see something like that, and I'm really hoping we get to see someone like Kashin Koji. But as you see in the last page, we do see the 10-tails in a different state compared to the rest of the claw grimes. As Boruto stated before, the 10-tails is going to become a problem, as he's clearly prioritizing that over Code and Kawaki himself, which shows you that this man is on a mission. Now, this chapter overall was fire. Boruto absolutely destroyed Code. I think the Rasengan Uzuhiko was fire, and now I gotta talk about Code, man. And you know, I don't really want to talk about him here because I went on a massive rant talking about Code's character, which I'm just gonna throw that in here because I really don't feel like explaining myself. I was kind of mad when I was talking about him. I'm not gonna lie, Code got me pissed off with how many L's he's taken. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. How did you guys feel about this chapter? What are your thoughts on Boruto using the Rasengan Uzuhiko, and how do you feel about this ability overall? And tell me, how do you think Code will ever overcome the amount of L's he has caught in so far? Because at this point, no W will overcome the amount of losses he has been handed to. I just feel like Kishimoto hates this character for some reason. I don't know. This is the biggest walking punching bag I've ever seen in my life, and no villain has ever been treated like this before. No main villain, at least, in this short period of time. So let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace. This way, Boruto. Don't you think? Russell. Infiltration. Koji? Kashin Koji? Infiltration accomplished. Boruto Code's what the fuck? Is Koji back? What the fuck? Yo, Koji is back! Let's go! Yo, chat. Outside of Kawaki, like I haven't really said in my videos, Kashin Koji is one of my favorite characters in the series. I know, like after the Ishiki battle, he was nowhere seen. No one could find him. He wasn't seen in the manga since chapter 48. If Kashin Koji's alive, oh my goodness. Like, he got a toad on him. Hey, but we gotta talk about Code now. Code? We gotta talk about Code right now. Let me bring up one of the panels where Code is getting his ass beat. Because we gotta eviscerate Code. We gotta go off on Code. Where is Code, bro? Wait, we need a good panel of him getting his ass beat. Let's talk about this shit, bro. Let's fucking talk about this shit. Code. For me, I don't really get. I can't really say I when I watch anime, I can't really say I dislike characters. When I dislike someone, I can kind of ignore them, or for me, like when I watch the anime, there's characters I usually like and some characters I don't like, but there's never characters I usually hate, where I just can't stand them. Right? And when watching Boruto, there's only 2 characters in this series that has ever annoyed the fuck out of me. And that is Urashiki and Code. Urashiki, I can give him the benefit of the doubt, right? This motherfucker is technically he's not in the manga, so I can kind of pass him off as filler. I understand that, anime canon is not technically filler, it's basically canon, so you can write him off as a canon character, but I hated Urashiki. I did not like him. I just did not enjoy him at all. And guess what? Code's now in that conversation. I do not like Code. I just don't, bro. And it's so annoying because every time he gets embarrassed, I always give him the benefit of the doubt. And it's so annoying because every time he tries to do something, it's not the fact that he loses, it's the fact that he gets embarrassed. And it's are you dumb, my guy? Do you have negative IQ? This motherfucker is so cocky every time he fights and he never learns from it. Are you stupid? This is the problem I have with Code, because I have never seen a villain lose this many times in this short amount of time, bro. I've never seen a villain lose this many times in a short amount of time, bro. I've never seen a
panel looks straight out of Shippuden.
Hey, I agree. Simpy, thank you for the donation. That shit look crazy. Tendale is gonna go crazy, but let me continue with Code. I've never seen a villain get embarrassed again and again and again and again. You are a main villain. You're not a side character. You're not Fighter Ninja number 736.73 pi to the squared power. You're not that, motherfucker. You are the main villain of this arc. Madara never went out this way. Pain never went out this way. Nagato, Obito, and as much as it might not be a fair comparison. Even with Boruto villains that had short term, a short term duration in the series. Jigen, Ishiki, Momoshiki when he was alive, Deepa, even Ao. Those villains, they weren't in the plot as long as Code, and they were way more enjoyable. I don't enjoy Code, bro. I don't. Code fans, I don't understand what you see in this guy. Y'all say, just wait, Meek. He's gonna spin back. He's gonna get his W. You motherfuckers been saying that for the past 3 years. 3 years. We went through a whole time skip and he's still getting embarrassed. And listen, bro, I said in my past couple of videos that, Boruto and Code were gonna fight. But I did not expect Code to get embarrassed. This boy got one shot. He didn't even put up a fight. And this is the most annoying part about Code, right? We learned that during the 3-year time period, Code beat Boruto, or Boruto ran away. I'm just gonna assume that Code beat Boruto in a fight off screen, right? It's been 2 years since that fight. You wouldn't think that Boruto got stronger, you stupid motherfucker? You don't think Boruto got stronger? You don't think Boruto hopped in the training arc and learned this jutsu? And I forgot to mention it last stream. You called Boruto a one-trick pony. Look at yourself, you Declaration of Independence, George Washington looking ass motherfucker. Look at yourself. Your entire moveset consists of one ability, and that is the Clawgrams, which isn't even that unique. It's literally Flying Raijin and Kamui combined. You have no aura. Your drip looks like you're from the 1776. You look like you're about to fight in the Revolutionary War. Someone go get my man a casket. Someone go get my man a musket to fight. Because that's what he's looking like right now. No aura, no bag, right? You get embarrassed every time. What do y'all see in this man? You stink. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, I understand, like, Sasuke has taken L's, Momoshiki has taken L's. My favorite character in Boruto, Kawaki, has taken L's. But do you know what they have way more than Code? They got aura, bro. They have made an impression. And as much as, Code pushed the plot, though. Yeah, because of collateral damage. He's gotten embarrassed. That's how he's pushed the plot.
Mind you, this is base Boruto.
Facts, bro. Nokia, thank you for the dono, my boy. This is base Boruto. That's even more embarrassing for Code. You're supposed to be, oh man, I'm stronger than Jigenra. I can't lose. You know what I'm saying? And then you get embarrassed, bro. Like, it's so frustrating. It's annoying. Because I've been saying this for the longest time. As much as I love the Boruto series, I would say one of the weaker aspects, I would say not one of the least stronger aspects of the series is the villain cast. Now, I don't think the villains are bad inherently. I do enjoy a lot of the villains, Momoshiki, Kawaki now, Ishiki, Jigen, you know what I'm saying? I love those villains. I love Deepa, I love Ao. I love those characters, bro. But at the same time, it's like, Code is just a walking punching bag. And I've seen, past couple of months, oh man, but Code's durability though. You praising him for being a walking punching bag? That's the only thing you can really praise? But Meek, give him time. He's gonna spin back. Motherfucker, I've been waiting for 3 years. Y'all been saying that for the past 3 years. This guy is ass. More ass than Summer Rae. More ass than Julius Randle's true shooting percentage in the playoffs. More ass than Dak Prescott's promise to not throw more than 10 interceptions, which he is going to get it by week 8. You fucking suck, bro. Oh my god, bro. His character design. I used to like his character design, but I watched, shout out my boy Kamui. I know I roasted him last stream because he spoiled me from the last chapter, but hey, I watched his video on Code. He kind of defended Code. He talked about his design, and I gotta agree. You look like you about to fight in the War of 1812. You Emancipation of Proclamation looking ass. Harriet Tubman looking ass. Fuck out of here. Abe Lincoln looking ass. Oh my goodness, bro. Meek acting like he asked Code out. Code said no, bro. It's just like I don't like it. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like he doesn't learn. He gets embarrassed just to find ways to get even more embarrassed. Like, this was your plan, and that's it. Just pull up in the Leaf Village expecting to fight Boruto, thinking that you can beat him again. You wouldn't think he got stronger. That's it. And you run like a pussy. Yo, Code, you not standing on business, my boy. You're not standing on business. Oh. He not standing on business. You're supposed to be Ishiki's successor. You're supposed to get back for Ishiki. You're supposed to spin the block. Except Boruto's spinning on you. Once you're done, see the Discord, see more copium on Code. I ain't gonna lie, if you're a Code fan, you gotta be a certified cuck. You must like seeing your significant other get fucked in front of you, and you must enjoy that shit. Cause there is no way you like seeing Code get his ass beat. How are you a fan of this character? I understand everybody's favorite characters takes L's, but not in this type of fashion, and not in this short period of time. I've never seen this in my fucking life. Never with the Naruto villain, never with the Boruto villain. You stink, bro. Alright, that shit got me heated, bro.